yeah, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle game. This is reported of
It's
Agamas.
also apparently too early for you to talk
Uh,
today.
Shut the fuck up. This is reported of a Gamesu.com. And this is written by Sal Romano. Titled Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Producer discusses lack of arcade version DLC pricing. The latest issue of Dengeki PlayStation has an interview with Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle producer Tsumichi Mori, who discusses the game's reasons for being a home console and PC title versus an arcade title, as well as the price of its 20 downloadable content characters. Get the notable tidbits below. If there is support for it, they will like to continue the series. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is a home console and PC game as opposed to an arcade game, mainly because they wanted to get rid of any situation where there would be a gap in ability between overseas and Japanese players. In other words, Japanese players would get it in arcades first, giving them more time to practice. The game is made under the premise of playing with a gamepad. By releasing the main game at a lower cost at 58,000 yen, which I looked it up, was like $50. As many as people as many people as possible will be able to play, and those that find it interesting can purchase the downloadable content. It is being set up to that even if you purchase all of the downloadable content, the price will not far exceed what the full game would normally cost. That's a lot of words to say. Tongue-tied me, yes. Words are hard. So okay, so it sounds like from what I'm reading that the price that they're going to put out for the game is going to remain 40-50 bucks over here, and same wise in Japan. And my gut is telling me if that is the case, if they're saying that they're going to keep it at what it would normally cost, then the 20 characters have to be at least a buck each, or maybe $2.
Buck or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, because that was one of the main issues when they announced like we're gonna have the main roster have 20 characters, but half of the other content is gonna be behind DLC. And I talked to Alex about this last week on the podcast, saying that for it all depends on the price. If we're talking about these, like, if it's like $1 and it's going to be $60, that's fine. It's going to be as the normal price. But if it's like, say, $5-8 at the most, like how Capcom is doing right now, then you're kind of going into, for the competitive side, you have to eat it, and that's going to suck for a lot of them. And it's going to be a lot of money. But even as a casual, that still kind of doesn't sit well with me when it comes to being blocked
Well,
off.
it needs to be a situation where like uh, Dragon Ball Fighters has, where
Mm-hmm.
you can unlock Goku, Super Saiyan Blue, and Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue by doing the in-game objective, or spend the $3 on each character and have both.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what this game needs.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. If they can put a mode in here where you can actually earn it in game rather than pay for it, then that's awesome. That's great. It could happen though, because this is I believe Arxis is working on this one too. Actually, it's under the same umbrella. The guys who made Dragon Ball, I think, might be working on this one, or it might be another company under the same umbrella. So hopefully that might be the case. And it seems like they've definitely got the message as far as like a lot of people's outcry regarding the DLC. Half of the DLC being locked behind a paid wall. And they have not said anything about it until this recent issue of Dengeki PlayStation. So it is being addressed. It is something that they definitely hear a lot. Well, ears wide open. And then kind of going over the other stuff real quickly, like interesting that they said that it's gonna be its main premise is to play with a pad, which is interesting to hear. Because in that case, that means that this game is like a 4-button fighter. Then like it's light, medium, hard, and then like special, and then assist would be like the shoulder buttons. So that's interesting. It's not gonna stop anybody with playing on a stick. That's gonna not stop anybody. So it's just interesting to see that. But that's one of the points they point out. if there's support for it, they will continue the series, obviously. Let's see. The interesting thing I also want to point out is that they wanted to have a PC and console versus an arcade in Japan. They are thinking about this in a esports or competitively, in terms like they want to make sure the playing level is even. Like, so in Japan, when it comes to some games, they have an arcade. The arcade scene in Japan is still very much alive, and versus here in the States. And in Japan, they have games that come out first in arcade, or several versions first before it comes out on PC and or home console. This happened with Tekken. This happened with other games. I cannot remember at the moment. I think Denki Bunko was one of them as well. I want to say Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter 4 was a big one as well. So there are, and Guilty Gear is another big one as well. So they want to make sure there's an even playing field, which is interesting to me. Because they could make more money if they wanted to with the arcades. Be it specific to Japan though. And let me see what else. Yeah, that's about it. But it's interesting. It's good on them for getting on the DLC talk. I think that them really answering these questions in the interview that would be translated soon. As far as and what tidbits were taken out of here is definitely a very good thing for them.
Yeah, I think, especially with a franchise that has, since the game has a bunch of characters from different franchises that people are going to want to play, like, being transparent is going to be very important. Yes,
definitely. So yeah, we'll definitely see how this goes. They said this game's coming out in May of this year, May 31st. It's going to be...
That was my favorite part of the podcast so far, was the date literally popped up on screen as you were like, the date is May.
It was right on cue.
Yeah, it was right on cue. It was perfect.
So yeah, it's going to be coming out on the PS4, Switch, and PC on May 31st in Japan and Asia, and June 5th in North America. So June 5th, so America gets it about a week later. Let me see. Or no, that's like...
Give or take.
Yeah. Yeah, or maybe less than that, actually.
It's 6 days, so.
Definitely. Yeah, it's about a week. But yeah, we'll definitely see how this goes. When this news broke with the DLC, there's a lot of people within the FGC that were like, really against this. Like, what are you doing, ArcSys? I trusted you. But like,
they're making money is what they're doing.
Exactly.
I don't want to complain about it.
But there's definitely going to be. I'm curious to see how this will play out within the FGC competitively. But we'll see. As I said, if there's enough support for it, then they'll keep doing it. So, just throwing it out there because it's under the umbrella technically. Put in a Skullgirls character, and I won't be happy per se, but I'll just be laughing and be like, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, it's cool. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second as I get this ready to animate yet again. Where is my animation? There we go. Aha! Oh, and also I should probably get rid of those too. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Not quite the most simplest way to do it. At least not yet, but it works. All right, so moving on to our next topic. Oh, yes. I think we might be a little short on this one and go to your thing next. But I want to